All right, so we're going to go through the problems 5 through 8. So I'm going to first draw my line like I always do. Okay, my first step, remember it says to add or subtract to both sides to get each or the variable by itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the opposite of addition for the 7 and subtract the 7 or minus 7 to both sides. On the left side, it's going to cancel. I'm going to bring down all of this h divided by negative 3 because I haven't done anything at all to it. Then I have my 27 minus 7, which is going to give me a 20. So there's my first step. Here's my second step, right? Two-step equations. Okay, in order to get rid of this negative 3 that's divided by my h, I need to do the opposite of a division, which is multiplication. So I need to multiply both sides. Make sure you carry the negative 3 with it. Okay, make sure you carry the negative with the 3. Those are together. Negative 3 divided by negative 3 is going to leave me with h equals, now remember, a negative times a positive, so a negative times a positive is going to give me a negative, or vice versa, it's still going to be negative, doesn't matter the order. Anytime the signs are opposite, anytime you multiply the opposites, whether it's division or multiplication, it's going to be negative. So I know my answer is going to be negative. Now I just need to do 20 times 3, which is 60. So my h is negative 60. Okay, move to the next one. I'm going to draw my line first off the bat. Now sometimes you won't have the variable first. Sometimes it'll be second in place. You can flip them around, that's fine, but make sure that you carry any signs. If this was negative h divided by negative 4, you would have to carry it over. But anyway, I digress. So this is a positive 15, or a plus 15, the opposite. To cancel it completely out is minus 15. So I need a minus 15 to both sides. Bring down my h divided by negative 4. Remember the keep, change, change rule. Keep this the same, change this to a positive, change your answer to a negative. So I have negative 7 plus a negative 15. So if I owe you $7 and I take 15 more away, how much is that going to be? 22, yes. Negative. Take a second and make sure that you're understanding what's going on. Pause the video anytime. Okay? So I'm dealing with division. What is the opposite of division? Multiplication. I would suggest writing it out just like I'm doing until I know exactly what the opposites are. I'm going to multiply both sides by negative 4. A negative times a negative. Okay, they're both the same signs. Negative times a negative or divided by a negative is always going to be a positive. So I'm going to multiply 22 times 4 to figure out what 22 times 4 is. Looks like 88. Since they're both negative, my answer is going to be a positive. Okay, get ready for 7 and 8. All right, so I have 7 and 8 here. Again, draw your line. Make sure you always draw that line regardless of what's going on. It's going to definitely help, especially when we start going into multi-step equations, meaning there's more than just 2 steps. So I have a negative 10 here. The opposite of a negative is a positive, or the opposite of subtraction is addition. So I'm going to add 10. Again, the reason why is What can I do to get rid of this? I can add 10 to cancel them both out on the left side. That's what I need to do. So bring down this m divided by 3 equals 16 plus 10. That's going to give me a 26. What's the last step that I need to do to get m completely by itself? Yep, multiply. Multiply both sides by 3. These are going to cancel. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So I'm left with m equals, I have 26 times 3. And it's a positive and a positive, so it's going to be continuously positive. Now, if I wanted to double check this answer, because I'm not entirely sure, 78 sounds like a really big number. What I can do is take it and plug it straight in for this m. So I'm going to take this 78 and slap it right on top of the m to cover it up. So it'd be 78 divided by 3 minus 10 should give me 16. Let's double check. 78 divided by 3. Well, I just did the math, right? So I'm going to double check my math. Yep, I got 26. So now I have 26 minus 10. That does give me 16. So my answer's right. So m does equal 78. Now let's do 8. Okay, let's check 8 out. Draw your line. What's the first thing you're going to do? Yep, add or subtract. Well, what am I going to add or subtract? The negative 7? No, you knew that I'm going to add the positive. I'm going to add 4 to both sides in order to get that negative 4 away. Nobody likes negatives, remember. No one ever does. Yep, you are right. Bring down your k divided by negative 7. If I owe you $2 and I give you 4, you should be giving me some change back, right? So if I have negative 2 plus a positive 4, that's going to give me a positive 2. Think of it 4 minus 2. What's our last step? Multiply both sides by negative 7. Always carry that negative with it. Negative divided by negative is going to give me a positive. 7 divided by 7 is 1. So I'm left with k equals, opposite signs, meaning opposite positive, like negative and positive. If they're opposites, it's going to be negative. 7 times 2 is 14. If you're confused on the negative exponent, like if it's supposed to be, my answer is supposed to be negative or positive, please watch another video on how to determine which is which. So let's double check our answer. We're going to take 14, negative 14, and slap it right into k. Slap it right on top of it. So I have negative 14 because that's what k is. K is a placeholder. Who holds a number, some number. We know what that number is. It's negative 14. So negative 14 divided by negative 7 minus 4 should give me a negative 2. A negative divided by a negative is a positive. 4 divided by 7 is 2. Okay, 2 minus 4. So if I'm starting at 2, here's my number line. Okay, here's my number line. I'm starting at a positive 2. And I'm going down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I should have negative 2. Does negative 2 equal negative 2? Yeah, it does. So If you are still struggling, there's more videos out there that we have that can help you. Please do come to Flex sessions so that way you can get the help you need, guys. Have a great day and so proud of you.